to release. Are we all warm? Are we stretched out? Okay, we're ready to go. We're going to do one great line to the right and two sides. We're going to do one great line.
This aerobic instructor is not exactly what many people would expect from someone in his profession. While his counterparts are often super toned muscle gods, Jody Bunting is almost 20 stone. The 23-year-old from Derby first joined a gym class when he was 16 in an attempt to fight his massive weight. As time went by, he loved the sport so much that he trained to be an instructor.
Yeah, when I started to exercise, first of all, it was to lose weight, and I started to exercise with a group of big people, and the idea was that we all lose weight together. And to see them, you know, starting to lose weight and them getting inspiration from me, that really helped me on and motivated me to lose weight. So it's a fantastic thing to do for everybody just to exercise together.
When Jody started aerobic classes, he weighed 19 stone. In the following months, he managed to get his weight down just over 10 stone, but a year later, the weight crept back on again. This time, Jody hit 31 stone.
Our weight's been up and down, and everybody who's lost weight can tell you how easy it is to put on weight. Because once you've lost weight, you think to yourself, oh, that was really easy. You know, I can eat these things now, and I'll start my diet again tomorrow. But unfortunately, with diets and things, it is hard to start, and it really is, you know, everybody knows how to lose weight, but it's actually getting your head around it and motivating yourself to do it. So although I did lose all that weight, it was just as easy to put it all back on again and more. And as I say, it's just, you've got to really keep focusing, and it's harder to maintain the weight than it is to lose it, unfortunately. So I did put on quite a few stones. I actually put on 20 stones in all over 6 years. And the problem with this is just I love food, and a lot of people can have the same sort of situation.
The number of people with excess weight, like Jody, is increasing in Britain. Obesity level has tripled over the last 20 years and is approaching an epidemic proportion, with 1 in 5 adults being classed as clinically obese. But body weight isn't just a question of pounds and ounce, it's also about perception.
Tell me what you see when you look at me.
I'm a bit too fat. Well, I don't bother really.
When I was thin, I didn't want to be thin, but now I've put the weight on, I don't want to be this weight. I wouldn't want to be too slim. I think there's too much on this modelling, you know, getting people very slim.
You don't even know me. What did you think about this?
I think I'm overweight. I'm never worried about my weight unless I feel like all of a sudden that I feel like I put weight on. No, I feel quite fine with my body, and my boyfriend's happy with my body. Yeah, well, okay, yeah.
Some of us are more susceptible to weight gain for genetic reasons, but the main cause is consuming more calories than we actually need in our daily life.
And there's been a rise in prevalence of obesity in the UK over the last 20 years. Now when we look at energy intake from food service, consumption of energy is too high relative to physical activity. That you get deposition of body fat.
Obesity is more than just a cosmetic problem, but also a health hazard. The health risk of obesity is now rivaling that of smoking. Obesity increases the risk of developing diabetes, coronary heart disease, and high blood pressure. It increases the incidence of arthritis of the hands and knees, and even some forms of cancer. The National Audit Office report says obesity has reached a point where it is claiming at least 30,000 lives annually in England. Being obese takes 9 years people's life expectancy on average.
People do know, they do know the messages. They do know they should be eating more fruit and vegetables and less high fat, high sugar foods. But clearly that knowledge isn't being translated into a change in behaviour. So it's not knowledge, the knowledge is there. The general public do know which kinds of food should be eaten. But there's a lot of other influences on food choice as well as knowledge about health.
Many people find that it's hard to change their diet. This is because food is a highly complex area. We don't just eat to survive, but also to feel good, to cheer ourselves up and to reward ourselves. It becomes more difficult when we live with lots of food around us. We are now exposed to an environment where food is readily available and tasty.
Types of food which are available in any particular environment are going to affect what you eat and how much you eat. So if there's a lot of food around, generally people tend to eat more.
When I weighed 31 stones, my diet used to be, again, not lots and lots of food, but the wrong sorts of food. In the mornings, you know, things probably like a sandwich and eggs, you know, like a sausage sandwich, something like bad like that with lots of sauce on. For lunch, maybe if we went out somewhere, you know, you'd have like fish and chips or something like that. And then in the evening, after you finish work, then probably go to McDonald's as well, a takeaway, and have like nuggets and things like that. I think it is hard to always like go for the healthy option, because wherever we go now, there's vending machines with chocolates in, and if you walk down the road, you know, there's chip shops, there's pizza places, and basically all fast food joints, things like that, are always there. So it is hard to choose the healthy option when you've got so much temptations there.
Jody is not alone. Sarah Nat has similar problem with her body weight. When she was 9, she started putting on weight, and since then, she's been big for most of her life.
Because you're big, and it's obvious, or you might have ginger hair, or you might wear glasses, people attack what is physically, what they see as being physically wrong or abnormal about you, and they will attack that straight away. It would take maybe one comment off somebody, a nasty comment, it would upset me, and it would make me think, oh God, you know, everyone sees you as fat, and everybody thinks that, you know, you're just a lazy fat person. Other times I would just be nasty and perhaps pick something out of them that is an obvious flaw to me, and I'll throw it back. And other times I'll just take it on board and walk away and feel bad. And in that instance, I would come home, and as opposed to eating, I might sort of comfort myself in other ways, like having a nice long bath or having a glass of wine. So it's trying to get myself out of the habit of being able to cope through going in the fridge.
Sarah believes that her passion for food is one of the reasons she piles on weight. She has learned about healthy eating habit from her mother when he was a child, but it doesn't change her attitude toward food.
I enjoy food. I get a lot of pleasure of eating food. I eat on a social basis with people, round a table, chatting. And I've got to the point where I don't want to go without food. I want to eat food because I do enjoy eating it and I love it. And I also eat food because there is so much more availability now in terms of having food from other parts of the world. And I do eat too much food, which obviously is, I think it's obviously why I'm the size that I am.
While food is more available, technological advances has brought change in our lifestyle. Work is less manual, and most of us becoming less active on day-to-day basis.
I'd say for the most part, probably when I get home, maybe the first hour and a half, I'm probably tidying up or cleaning or putting clothes away or ironing or something along those lines. And then I would say for the most part, probably from about 7 o'clock, 7:30 on, yeah, I'm probably sitting, reading, watching the telly, or, you know, I'll have a long bath, or I wouldn't think, oh, I'll go for a walk.
Along with this availability of food, aggressive food marketing makes the situation more difficult. Food manufacturers spend a huge amount of their money on advertising to sell their products. In 2000 alone, the money spent by the food industry in Britain reached £900 million. The food industry is increasingly targeting children, with television being a key tool. Last year, the Alliance for Healthy Food and Farming Sustain published a report on the extent and nature of food advertising targeted at children during their programs as opposed to adults.
And what we found